How can I become okay with being alone? What can I do to lessen the feelings of loneliness, craving? How can you become okay with being alone? It's a very easy answer. Become your own best friend. Now, doing that is not easy. Doing that requires a lot of metta. It requires a lot of dropping judgment. You know, the one thing that I say that people have asked me, in 10 years of practicing, what is the one thing that you have noticed the biggest change? And for me, the biggest change has always been self-judgment. I was a very judgmental person, mostly on myself. I was very hard on myself. I was very negative on myself. And I would say probably even in my high school years, I hated myself. But the practice helped me change that. And so it sounds corny as hell, but when you accept yourself, you become your own best friend, and you have no problems at all being by yourself. The practice does this. The more you practice, the more you see how the reality of how things are, the more you drop judgment of both yourself and others, the easier it is to be with yourself. And so you're okay when you're around other people, that's good. When you're not around other people, that's also good. You know? I guess it also, one of the things you can contemplate is, there's a wonderful, actually it's in many places, it's in the Dhammapada, it's in multiple suttas, but the Buddha talks often about how it's better to be by yourself than to be with a fool, or to have company. There is no fellowship with a fool, right? If there's people in your life that are beneficial to you, or are like kalyanamitas, spiritual friends, that being around them, they support you doing good deeds and living a good life. They don't, say, hey, come on, let's go drink and rob a liquor store or something. Like these kind of friends, these people. You want to avoid these people. So in that regard, you can say, hey, it's actually much better that I'm by myself. Because who knows what I could be dealing with if I was with these people. But, I guess the only thing I could say is to practice and become friends with yourself. Spend time with yourself, actually. That's a big thing. You can learn over time to spend time with yourself. Be okay with yourself. If you're in a relationship, set a day or whatever, times a day where you can be like, okay, well, you're going to go here, I'm going to go here. I'm going to do what I like by myself, spend time with myself. You go spend time with yourself. And then later on we'll come together. If you're not in a relationship, well, man, you have plenty of time to practice being by yourself. And it's a practice. You can learn to live with yourself, then you can become friends with yourself. It's not easy, and it takes time, but this practice helps you do that.